Almost every financial advisor will tell you the same thing. Wait until 70 to claim Social Security. The math seems obvious. Wait, and your monthly check goes up 24%. Claim at 62, drops 30% permanently. So waiting wins, right? Bigger check forever. End of video. Except, it's not that simple. The wait until 70 rule has destroyed retirements for thousands who didn't fit the standard formula. Today, 7 specific situations where claiming at 62 is actually the smarter move. I'm Jeff. Quick, honest note. Educational, not advice. Talk to a real advisor before deciding. Most advice ignores this number, the break-even age. For most people, 62 versus 70 breaks even around age 80. Plain English. Live past 80. Waiting wins. Don't. Claiming at 62 wins. Period. Most financial advice assumes you'll live to 85, 90,
What does it mean?
even 95. Not everyone does.
Is that a 7
The
or a
whole
question
wait
mark?
until 70 rule rests on an assumption that you will live to your 80s in good health. Today we'll meet 3 people. George, with health concerns. Margaret, with family longevity. Frank, deciding right now. Each might make a different choice. Each could be exactly right for their situation. Stay with me. You'll have a framework for one of the most important decisions of your life. Reason 1. If it applies to you, the decision becomes almost mathematical. Your health or family history suggests a shorter life expectancy. Meet George. 62. Just retired from a manufacturing job. 38 years there. George's father died at 71. Grandfather at 68. George himself has type 2 diabetes and a heart condition. His advisor told him, wait until 70.
As you
You'll
can
get
see, waiting until age
$4,150 a
70
month
dramatically
instead of
increases your
$2,900.
monthly income
George
potential.
did the math. Waiting until 70 means giving up about $278,000 in foregone income. To recover that, at the higher monthly rate, George needs to live to age 80 just to break even. Given his family history and current health, his honest expectation is to live to 75, maybe 78. If George waits and dies at 75, he gave up $278,000 to receive only $249,000 back. He lost money following the standard advice. If George claims at 62, he locks in 8 full years of guaranteed payments. Money in hand. And here's what most advisors won't tell you. Social Security checks you don't live to collect disappear. The government keeps that money. Doesn't pass to your kids. Doesn't compound. Gone. For someone like George, claiming at 62 isn't suboptimal. It's optimal. He uses the income now, while he's healthy enough to enjoy it. Money you can't enjoy is worth less than money you can. Be honest with yourself. Family history matters. Existing health conditions matter. The wait until 70 rule assumes a long, healthy life. If that's not your reality, ignore it. Reason 2. You need the income now, not in 8 years. Meet Frank, 62. Laid off from his corporate job last year, 14 months still searching. The market is tough for people his age. Frank has $340,000 in his 401k. Mortgage not paid. Needs about $5,200 a month. His advisor told him, wait until 70. Use your 401k to bridge the gap. Sounds fine. In practice, Frank would burn his entire 401k in 7 years. Just covering expenses. Then he'd hit 70 with depleted savings and a max Social Security check. If Frank claims at 62, that's $2,900 a month coming in. He only needs $2,300 from his 401k to cover expenses. His 401k lasts much longer. The part he doesn't withdraw keeps growing. By 70, Frank's 401k has actually grown, not shrunk. He used Social Security as the safety net it was designed to be. Here's the truth. Social Security is longevity insurance, a backstop, not a number to maximize in isolation. When you treat it as one piece of a larger portfolio, the right answer often changes. Already retired? Can't find work? would drain investments to wait. Claiming early preserves more wealth. The wait until 70 math only works if you have alternative income to bridge the gap. No bridge, no wait. Reason 3. Coordinating with a spouse can flip the math entirely. Meet Margaret, 62. Husband is 65. Married 38 years. They plan Social Security as a team, not as two individuals. Margaret's husband earned more. His check at 70, about $4,100. Hers, about $2,200. The strategic move. Higher earning spouse waits until 70 to maximize lifetime and survivor benefits. But Margaret, the lower earner, claims at 62. That income covers expenses while they wait. Here's the elegant part. If Margaret's husband dies first, she inherits his maximum benefit, up to 100%. Her smaller check stops. She steps up to his bigger one, permanently. Margaret got income from 62 onward, and she inherits the maximum benefit when her husband passes. It's called the split claim approach. It rewards thinking as a couple, and it only works if the lower earning spouse claims early. If both follow, wait until 70, they leave money on the table and miss the survivor step up. Married? Talk about Social Security as a couple with a fiduciary advisor. Both incomes, both healths. Reason 4. You can invest early benefits at a higher return than the 8% delay credit. Every year you delay past full retirement age, the government pays you an 8% guaranteed return. 8% guaranteed sounds amazing. The catch. If you invest those early payments at 7%, you might end up with more. Why? The 8% delay credit only applies to your monthly check. It doesn't compound, doesn't accumulate. Invested Social Security checks are different. They compound, grow, can be left to family. For high-discipline savers who don't need the income, claiming at 62 can leave their families more wealth. This only works if you actually invest the checks, not spend them. Most people don't. Be honest. Reason 5. Tax bracket management. Up to 85% of Social Security can be taxable, depending on your total income. Wait until 70. Yes, bigger checks. But you also draw from 401k at the same time, pushing into higher tax brackets. Claiming earlier and spreading income across more years can keep your effective tax rate lower for life. This is complex and varies by state, but it's a real factor. Wait until 70 completely ignores. Reason 6. You want to retire now and enjoy your healthy years. This is what advisors hate to discuss, because it's about quality of life, not maximization. Your 60s are statistically your most active retirement years. By 75, energy drops. By 80, mobility often does too. Frank's father waited until 70, got his big checks, was too tired and arthritic to travel by then. The cruelest math. Money at 75 is worth less to you than money at 65. Your ability to use it changes. Time-adjusted dollar value isn't in finance textbooks, but it's real. Hobbies you want, travel you want, grandkids while they're young. These have a season, 62 to 72. If claiming at 62 lets you live those years instead of working, that has financial value, just not on a spreadsheet. Reason 7. You have ongoing health insurance from a previous employer or spouse. One of the biggest costs of early retirement, health insurance before Medicare at 65. $1,000 to $2,000 a month. If you already have coverage from a former employer, spouse, or pension, you remove a big barrier. Add Social Security to that. Affordable, sustainable early retirement. Without it, you'd be burning savings. This was George. Former employer offered retiree health through Medicare. One major risk solved. Pension health, spouse's plan, or veterans benefits. Early Social Security becomes much more viable. So those are the 7 reasons. Let me put them together. Health concerns, income need, spousal coordination, investment opportunity, tax management, quality of life years, existing insurance. If 2 or more apply to you, wait until 70 looks much less universal. Now, the reversal. I just spent 14 minutes on reasons to claim at 62. So the lesson must be, claim at 62. Don't wait. Wrong. The lesson is, there's no universal right answer. For some people, waiting until 70 is right. Excellent health, family longevity, plenty of savings. Spouse is the lower earner. Then yes. Wait, math works. But for millions, health concerns, short family history, income needs, spousal situations, claiming at 62 isn't a mistake. It's smarter. Generic advice treats your situation as if it's everyone's. Your decisions live in your actual life, not the average. The best strategy isn't the most popular. It's the one that fits your health, savings, spouse, goals. 3 more important things before we end. 1. If you work before full retirement age and claim, you lose $1 for every $2 earned above $24,480. Still working at 62? Claiming early might not be right until you fully retire. 2. Once you claim, you generally can't change your mind. 1-year window to withdraw. Decide carefully. 3. Talk to a real fiduciary advisor. Not YouTube, not a calculator, a human with a license, legally required to act in your interest, especially if married, especially with meaningful savings, especially with complex health. Big disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing here is advice. Illustrative scenarios. Your numbers will differ. The point isn't to tell you to claim at 62. It's permission to think for yourself. Wait until 70 isn't a law. It's a default. Defaults work for the average. You are not the average. Let me bring our 3 friends back together. George claimed at 62. Health and family history made the math clear. Margaret split claimed. She took early. Husband waited. Optimized for income and survivor protection. Frank is still deciding. Healthy. Has savings. Doing the work to figure out what's right for him. 3 different people. 3 different right answers. None wrong. None followed the wait until 70 generic rule. The best financial decision depends on your personal situation, not generic advice. So here's my actual ask. 3 things. 1. Be honest about your real life expectancy. Parents, grandparents, current health, real numbers. 2. Calculate your actual break-even age, specific to your benefits. Free calculators online. 3. Within 5 years of claiming age, meet with a fiduciary advisor. A real advisor looks at health, savings, spouse, taxes, runs scenarios, gives a real recommendation, worth more than any YouTube video, including this one. Comments. Tell me your situation. George? Margaret? Frank? Something else? I read every one. If you've actually made this decision, share what you learned. Your perspective beats any expert opinion. If this changed how you think, share with one person. Someone close to retirement defaulting to a rule could save them tens of thousands. Or, more importantly, give back years they'd have spent waiting. Next video, the 4 biggest Social Security mistakes that quietly cost retirees hundreds of thousands. Subscribe. Until then, be honest about your situation. Don't follow the default. Follow what fits your life. Whatever age you claim, make it a decision, not a default. That's the point. Take care.